Hey y'all, I hope you're having a great day so far. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Katie. So today's video is going to be my favorite books of 2020. Books that I absolutely loved, and these are my absolute favorite. I think these might be my only 5 stars of the year. I had not the best book reading year, not gonna lie, but next year, be better. I'll be different. I just want to get right into it. I've talked about all of these before, clearly, but I just thought maybe I'd just compile a list, really get down to why I love these books. So let's get started. Okay, first one, I'm gonna get the non-romance book out of the way, if you're here for the romance. That's The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Obsessed with this book. I could not stop reading it. At first, I was kind of like, oh, the cover's on backwards. Hello, Katie. What is your problem? Oh, look how pretty Lucy Foley is. Why did I think she was blonde? Why did I assume she was blonde? Look how pretty she is. Ah, but yes, this is clearly a mystery. We have this bride, it's her wedding. Her husband, or future husband, is very charming. It's in 4 different perspectives, 4 different POVs. We have the bride, the +1, the best man, the wedding planner, and the bridesmaid. If you're interested in something or you need a little palate cleanse, also this is like a Reese Witherspoon book club. Like, come on, who does not enjoy Reese Witherspoon book club books? I mean, I wish I could say I didn't, but I love. I've read, this is my 3rd one I've read from her book club, and I mean, come on, it's good. But if they made this into a movie, dang, this would be so good. But it's good. I love this, the creepy vibes. I read it while it was raining one day, and man, just gave me all the vibes. It's just so interesting the way that she creates tension in a book. She's so good. Like, I love it. I recommend it in book form, not in audio form, just because I feel like whenever I read The Hunting Party, her other book, I liked it, but I had a hard time following the POVs, and maybe that's just me, y'all. Maybe my ADD is that wild. But yes, so very good. 5-star, obsessed. It was good. Okay, next. I know not everybody's the biggest Sarah J Maas fan, but I finally read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I loved it. I thought that it was very good. I don't know, the next one is so much better. I'm reading it and I felt like the first part of this book kind of drug a little bit, but the last part made up for it, and it was just so good. I was just so obsessed. But this next book, man, it is good. I have it. I'm like about almost 200 pages in. It's good. I just don't like how long these books are. I mean, like, I have a hard time keeping my attention. But anyway, very good. We all know what this is about. Feyre was kidnapped after she killed a fairy, kidnapped by Tamlin, and there's this curse upon his land, a curse upon his court. So yes, very, very good. Loved it. Next one is like no surprise to me. I don't know why it took me so long to read it and get back into the series. So I talked about in my series I want to get back into, and it's Hideaway, the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. I just love her writing, and it makes me sad because there's 2 people whose booktubes I love, and I love them. I think they're sweethearts, but they're not a fan of Penelope Douglas, and I don't get it. I just don't. Like, maybe it's because I love an alpha, and I love whenever there's kind of some morally gray things. I love all of that, but I love it. Banks and Kai. Now, this is a really interesting story. Basically, Banks and Kai, of course, meet on Devil's Night. They all meet on Devil's Night, every single one of their girls. So Kai is Michael's best friend from the first book. It's about the 4 horsemen. I've talked about this 1,000 times. I just probably talked about it in my video before this. So what I love about Penelope Douglas's writing is that, like, it'll be like a week later, I'll be like, oh, that was why that, and that happened with that. And it's like, she's just got everything down to a freaking T. Like, all of her like little things that she adds in there, it's just so like, I cannot get over it. There's darkness, but also there is light. Like in the steamy scenes, I think sometimes you need like a middle ground between something dirty that you're just like, I can't believe I just read that, and like, he kissed me gently and fade to black, you know? I feel like her books are kind of the middle ground. They're steamy, but they're not like, I most recently read 2 Katie Robert books, and man, whoo, man, the steam, I just couldn't. But this is definitely not like that. But I am obsessed with Penelope Douglas. I have her other 2 books that I'm excited to get into, but I'm obsessed. Her new release is next year. She hasn't put out dates, but she says they're gonna be released next year, and I'm just like, cannot wait. Next, I haven't talked about this one in a really long time, but A Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. Can I talk? Yeah, this was a cute little fantasy read. I really enjoyed this. I was up late at night trying to finish this. I haven't picked up the rest of the series, which I need to, but my freaking crazy brain cannot do it. I've talked about this before, but it's about a princess who escapes on her wedding day and goes to a different like place, town, city, and she meets two handsome strangers. One of them is the princess, Egypt, and the other one is an assassin from another distant land. And it is good. I freaking loved it. If you love fantasy and you want something kind of light and cute, here you go. This is good. And maybe not cute, but lighter in the fantasy. Okay, next one I talked about before, but I read this a while ago, and it's Crave. I really freaking loved this. It like brought me back to like the whole vampire, kind of sweeter vampire, not really Twilight vibes, because I talked about in a whole video who I don't like it. People comparing this to Twilight. I really freaking like this book. I haven't really been able to get into the second one, but I don't know. I really like this book. It was the Alaska setting. It was the boarding school moment. It was the paranormal. It was the love interest. It was all of that. I'm obsessed with it. This is definitely YA, so don't get your hopes up on any steam. Very, very good. I highly suggest if you're interested in something a little bit more like sweeter, this is sweet. Then you could really enjoy this. I sometimes see a palate cleanser. I don't really like just reading all super steamy books. I don't like reading all mysteries. I don't like reading. Sometimes I want something a little bit sweeter but still got an edge. So Crave, Tracy Wolf, very good. I loved it. Okay, my next two I freaking loved, and the last one I'm just gonna give a brief thing because I've talked about it 1,000 times. I've mentioned different people's videos whenever they ask me for clips, my favorite of the year, and this is it. First one is gonna be Pretty Reckless by LJ Shin. And the two main characters meet whenever they're very young. She is doing ballet with his sister. Something happens to where he betrays his sister and she's involved. Well, she betrays his sister, he's involved, and then his sister runs away. And so years later you find out he's still got a crappy life. His mother passes away, and so her mom is the sister's dance teacher and her dance teacher as well. So she takes him in because she feels guilty about everything that happened. Yeah, it's good. You say foster brother a lot, but I wouldn't really even consider that, whatever. But I think that's just part of the whole, LJ Shin likes to exaggerate some of her language a little bit, but it's good. I really liked the tension. I liked how real the main characters were. I really liked it. I highly suggest it if you're into bully romances. I highly suggest it if you like sexual tension. There's some good scenes in there, and I really did like it. So I have the next few coming. One's coming to me and I have the last one, so I'm definitely excited to get back into it. So the last one, if you've watched my channel in any amount of time, you know that I have been obsessed with this series. I don't know why. I wish I knew. I don't even know if it's that special, but it is to me. And it's the Broken Legacy series by Jamin Eve and Tate James. Man, it's just so good. It's Broken Wings, Broken Trust, and Broken Legacy, I think are all three of the books. They're just so good. They're just so good. Just in case this is my first video that you have watched, I do want you to know about the book. You have the main character, her parents pass away in a car accident. They are her adoptive parents. Her real mother comes to the hospital, scoops her up. She's not a nice lady. She's a real, you know. She needs her because her brother, her mother's son, has died, and so she needs a legacy in order to have a say in this big company that they are all a part of. And she meets the rest of the legacies, and they're all hot. And I will tell you, the reasons why I just love this book is because it's everything I want this kind of book to be, a bully romance to be. It's not he bullies her for a long time, that doesn't happen. There's of course different guys, because there's always a group of guys. None of them were too mean to her. They all, I don't know, there's this bond between all of them. There's a little sexual tension between one of them. One of the guys is funny. It's just all so sweet. They all love her, and then of course the main guy is just hot. But he is not like, if you've read Silver Swan, what is that series? Elite Kings Club series. It's not the same. Beck is just, man. He's so like, he does mess up stuff, but he loves her and you could feel it. And it's just, It gives me the warm and fuzzies. It makes me want to switch places with her, because I mean, come on. I really liked it. If you read the Elite Kings Club series, Silver Swan, Broken Puppet, Pacha Mortis, I think that's what it's called, and you were like, ooh, it was a little harsh for me, read this series. It's so good. If you love a bully romance, if you love kind of a dark series, I mean, read the series. I don't know why I liked it. And if you've read this and you can help me understand why I liked it, please let me know. But yes, those are my favorite books of the year. I hope y'all had a great year. I hope y'all had a great holiday. I had a great holiday. I had a good time. If you're interested in the books that I received for Christmas, I have a video that I just put out. So yes, I hope y'all have a great day. I will see y'all in the new year. Bye.